Another creative way of creating type is to have it follow a path. First, we're going to select the type that we need to use. There's a note in the upper right of the file. I'll double click on that, which will display the notes panel, and I'll use Command C in order to copy that text to the clipboard. Then I want to set up some guides. So under the View menu, I'll choose New Guide Layout. And I don't need any columns or rows. I'll just set guides on the left and right-hand side at 100 pixels. Then I'll use the Curvature Pen tool in order to draw a path. I'll click on the guide on the left-hand side, and then click again on the right-hand side, and then click in the middle of the path and just drag it up to create a curve. Then I'll tap the T key in order to select the Type tool and right-click on the T icon in the options bar. Then let's zoom in. I'll use Command plus once and then twice. Hold down the spacebar in order to reposition the image in the screen. When I position the cursor next to the path, the icon changes, and clicking will add the text to the path. It's added placeholder text right now, so I'll use Command V in order to paste in the text that was on the clipboard. But we can see that the text isn't starting at the beginning of the path, so I'll switch to the Path Selection tool. When I position my cursor over the path, I get the text icon and a little black triangle. I can now click and drag that to the beginning of the path. Just be careful, if you drag in towards the other side of the path, it'll actually flip it to the other side. So I just want to make sure that I keep that cursor on the top of the path. Then I'll tap the T key to select the Type tool again. I'll click in order to insert my text insertion point, and then I'm going to use Command A to select all. And that's a great keyboard shortcut because if you have text that extends beyond the path, for example, it would select all of that text as well. Using the Properties panel, let's go ahead and make this center aligned. And then we might want to increase the point size by using the up arrow key to 13 points. We could also add a little bit of spacing by increasing the tracking amount. When we're happy with the edits, I'll tap the check mark in order to apply them. Then we can hide the guides using Command semicolon. If I wanted to reposition this, I could tap the V key to select the Move tool and reposition it in the image area. If I needed to change the type, I could double-click on the Type tool. If I wanted to change the shape of the path, I would select the Path Selection tool or the Direct Selection tool. In order to hide the path, I can either use the keyboard shortcut Command H on Mac, or I can just click on the background layer.